Alan, do you know something? I looked at the first leg.
Does he deserve it? Oh, he's getting pelters.
No, listen, he doesn't deserve it, right? And I'm getting stick here for the boys for trying to stick up for him. Not stick up for him. What I said was, I genuinely feel sorry for him. Because he's one of these guys, doesn't matter what profession that is, right? Honestly, God, he's one of these guys that just nothing is going right for him right now. Absolutely not.
I blame the goalkeeper. I do. I blame De Gea. He's bang out of order, and them keepers are like that. I'm all right, Jack. There you go, Harry. Deal with that. Here's Mark Bosnich. Good day, Bozzy. How are we?
Bozzy, how are you, mate?
Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Ali. How are you?
What brilliant,
what a lovely
Bozzy. Listen,
segue. What a lovely segue to come in as an ex-goalkeeper. Lovely.
I'm all right, Jack. There you go, Harry. You make a fool of yourself.
Well, here's a question to you, Bozzy. My able-bodied companion on the right-hand side, he's asking the question, would you have given that ball initially to Harry Maguire for the first goal?
Well, the answer is no. And I've spoken about this. Obviously, we've done the games here in Australia this morning. We're having this very, very debate. Now, we know Erik Ten Hag has come in and he's trying to, instill a different type of football, one that involves a lot playing out from the back. And sometimes when you're doing that and you put the information into players' minds, it's easy for players, and you both will know this, to sort of get a little bit extreme on that in terms of doing it all the time. But the most important thing, I think, is to simplify things. This both goes for Harry and David De Gea. Always know what you can and you can't do. While you're transitioning in a way to play in a different way, no problem, but it's not the time to do it in the first 10 minutes away in a quarterfinal of a second leg where there was a raucous crowd and they were looking to get momentum. There's no problem whatsoever when you get a ball from, as a goalkeeping perspective, to get the ball like that. And even if you miss kick it a bit and it goes out the touchline, yeah, okay, that's not perfect, but it's very difficult to score from a throw-in. But if you give a ball like you gave yesterday and you put your centre back under pressure and you go down 1-0 and all of a sudden, there was no coming back from that really from Manchester United. Now the performance, everyone was right that now and just commented the performance was poor, not from a tactical perspective, not so much from from a skill perspective, but just from a basic perspective of it looked as though that they were basically had played too many games and they weren't up for this one. And they've got to get themselves up now, because I believe that they owe themselves, first and foremost, and the supporters especially, a performance in that semi-final on Sunday.
Bozzy, I don't want to be negative here, right? But everyone was telling me United are back and Ten Hag and yeah, okay, fine. He's disciplined. Ronaldo's gone. I still think United have a long way to go. And in saying that, I think they're going to make Champions League. But I wouldn't put it past Brighton knocking them out, And I think some people are getting a little bit too excited about Manchester United being challengers next season, competitive against the likes of Arsenal, against the likes of Manchester City. And it worries me a wee bit. I think, hold on a minute. Whoa, I think they've got to be really good in the transfer market come the end of the season to have any chance of getting close to Arsenal or Manchester City.
There's no doubt they missed the two centre-backs in Fernandes, Bozzy.
No doubt about that. And just pick up on your point, Alan. You're exactly right. There is a long way to go. But you've also got to understand from a supporter's perspective, and to have the season that they've had, which they haven't had for, you could say, for quite some time, it was only natural that was going to be general excitement. So you can understand that. And also, they've seen the type of football that they haven't seen for quite some time. But in saying that, we not only saw it last night, we saw it against Newcastle, and we definitely saw it in the second half at Anfield against Liverpool as well, that they do have a long way to go. But like I said, they're looking as though they're going to get into the top four. That would be a massive tick. They need to win on Sunday because it's going to be a very difficult game. De Zerbi's men have been absolutely fantastic, as we saw last week against Chelsea.
Buzz, a quick one on Villa. Wow, what a resurgence from the Villa. Another one of your old clubs.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to watching them every Saturday night, Sunday morning here at the moment, the way things are going. Unai Emery, those who followed his career closely, we had him last year in the Champions League take, a team like Villarreal all the way to the semi-final. So people who followed him knew of his talents. And, you talk about simplicity, what we're talking about before. And I think the biggest thing that he's done is to come there and to realize what he's got, what he can, what he can't do. He's simplified it, and he's bringing out the strengths of all the players. And it's worked an absolute treat, and long may it continue.
Absolutely. Bozzy, I was reminiscing the other day, by the way, about the end of my career. There I was, City of Churches, Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney.
Yeah.
The first game in the new Sydney Soccer Stadium, scoring the goal, beating Sydney Olympic 1-0, Brazil 1-0.
We hear us, Bozzy.
Wollongong. Bozzy,
Yeah.
I loved Australia. Let me tell you.
There's no doubt it's a fantastic place. And I reckon within the next 5 years, I'll probably be mayor of Sydney. And as soon as I am, one of the first things I'll say is that a statue of Alan Brazil should be built outside the new Sydney football stadium.
Bozzy, I'm coming. Don't worry about it. I was there with the tall ships coming. I was there for Sydney Olympics. I loved it.
Well, there you go. Well, if they don't build a statue of you outside of the football stadium, we'll definitely have one outside the restaurant Doyle's.
Bozzy, good day, mate. Have a great weekend.
Regards to the family, pal. See you soon.
I love Sydney. Homebush Stadium, the Olympics.
Magic. I love
Down
Melbourne.
there, the bicentennial, the tall ships come in from all over the world. It was magic, Alan. It was magic.
Alan, I love Melbourne just as much. I thought Melbourne.
Oh, no.
Oh, Cowie, it's a fantastic city.
No. Sydney's
Melbourne's a fantastic city.
Away you go.
You were at the 2 games with Wollongong FC or something like that.
We won it. We won the league. There you go. We won the league.
I'm going to check. But as soon as we go to a break, I'm checking. There's no such team called Wollongong FC.
Wollongong Wolves. We won the league. 7-17.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.